By 1748, Bach's health was beginning to fail. His constitution was further undermined by 2 unsuccessful cataract operations. Despite his incipient blindness, Bach continued working, almost certainly on the art of the fugue. Like the Mass in B minor, it is a compendium of his musical thoughts and ideas, but the work itself is unfinished.
The last fugue is Contrapunctus 14. It's a very long architectural fugue. It has many sections in it. It's based on 3 subjects, and the first subject is very still and rather solemn. So after that section, Bach introduces his second subject, which is full of movement. So it introduces some momentum into the piece. But the third section, I think, is the most remarkable. It's very personal, and it is based on his name, B-A-C-H, because in German, B is B flat, and H is B natural. So his name sounds like this. Bach spelt on the keyboard, and it's the first time that he used his name. It seems remarkable as you can spell it so easily. But one of his sons writes that this is the first time he used it as a fugue subject, and it's a very taut, tight section because he layers it over and over again with lots of strettos. Was that Bach died before he was able to complete this fugue. So you have this devastating moment where the music just cuts off, and it's thought that as a 4-voice fugue he would have eventually reintroduced the art of fugue theme as the final entry to the whole piece. But he died before he was able to do this, so instead you have this quite shocking sudden end.
Bach died on July the 28th, 1750. He was 65 years old. He left no will, but over 1,000 pieces of music. He was described by Beethoven as the immortal god of harmony. For Wagner, he was the most stupendous miracle in all music.
It is interesting that he writes the most difficult music intellectually. He writes the most powerful music emotionally, and at the same time he writes the hardest music to play among all of the composers that we have. It's a very extraordinary achievement. And above all, for me, it's extraordinary when you think that almost all of this was done in what amounted to a backwater in Leipzig, at a town where he was known internationally only to a very small group of amateurs and connoisseurs, and had absolutely no real public recognition until something like 100 years after his death.
If I had one wish, I would have loved to have met Bach and know him personally, to have heard him play the organ. That must have been something extraordinary.